Hello, my name is Gavin Roach, and I am a Melbourne-based theatre maker. I wanted to chat and pitch the idea of bringing a work that I am currently working on with an amazing team of creatives, Bacon by Sophie Swithenbank, to Darlinghurst theatre company. Bacon is wonderful. Currently working on the Australian premiere for Melbourne Fringe, the season that I'm developing for the 2023 season at Meat Market Stables. It's the story of these two teenage boys who become so very attracted to each other on so many different levels. They're not kind of dissimilar in their backgrounds, but they're very much so pulled to each other in very intriguing, isolating, and difficult, and sometimes violent ways. It's kind of like Heartstopper if Heartstopper went bad. It's confronting, it's difficult, it brings up these really mixed, tense feelings. You sit there wanting these two boys to have nothing to do with each other, but then you spend the whole time really hoping that they get together. It's got these wonderfully brilliant, intricate moments of two people thinking and feeling the same thing, but delivering it in two completely different ways. And the writing is so wonderful in doing that, in paralleling the way that these two people talk and then interweaving it. There's so much to mine and to play with, and what the team and I are really loving doing is we buck the trend of the cliche, because it can be a very easy dynamic to portray on stage. It's an easy power play of a stronger, of a weaker type person. But bucking that, it shows so much sort of juicy character work underneath, and the opportunity to really flesh out naturalistic ways of portraying attraction and delivering what that looks like in this very sort of heteronormative society, and the way that that comes out, but also the way in which people settle into that and settle into themselves. Working on this piece has been wonderful already. I've got a great team of working with some incredible artists, incredible movement and intimacy specialists. The performers are just brilliant. The lighting and the sound is so important to this work, that it just all falls into place and becomes a very exciting room to be in. And especially working with such a simple yet interesting set of a swing set, and then looking at how that can be used in so many different ways. There's a real urgency, I think, around this work, because while it looks at that very classic relationship that we've all seen between two male presenting characters, it also looks at attraction and trauma in that space, and it deals with the after effect of that. It deals with two people that come together not to save each other. Neither one are trying to save the other or bring the other one down. They're just messy and destructive with each other, but also kind of each other's lifeline at moments. audiences can connect to this on so many different levels. It really outlines those moments of attraction when you really know that you shouldn't be into that person, but you really just can't help getting in an Uber and seeing them when they've called you up at 4 a.m. in the morning. There's so much for the queer community to come and see themselves on stage, and not just the male presenting queer community, though that's what it kind of on the surface looks to be aimed at. It's so much deeper than that. In saying that, it has such a place for, say, a Mardi Gras season, but also just can stand on its own. The writing is really, really solid. The performances are so solid in the humanity of it that people of all and audiences of all walks of life are able to connect to the very human feelings of love and displacement and memory, and how and what we hold on to. It's perfectly aligned with Darlinghurst's values, in that it is very groundbreaking and very gritty and very innovative in how it pushes its form and pushes the limits without ever becoming vulgar or in that way that is just for marketing purposes, or to be provocative, or to be hard hitting in a kind of inverted comma edgy way, if you will. It's got real heart and humility and a lot of care when it comes to its writing, and how we've developed that into performance, and how we show the incidents in the work that are extremely confronting. Great deals of care have been taken with that to show that audiences can connect with that without feeling confronted or affronted with the subject matter or the moments. It works very well within the independent stream, purely because it will have its premiere this year in October during the Melbourne Fringe Festival. So it is pretty much up and ready to go, but it has the capacity to reach a wider and larger audience than just a fringe setting, where we'll be having a 13-show run here in Melbourne, but has that potential to be part of a larger conversation and a larger space to fill. It's a truly wonderful cast and incredible team of creatives that already in the room are bringing such a spark and life to this work, and I'm so very honored to be a part of that, and would love the opportunity to even discuss this work more with you all, and the idea of partnering with you to bring this work to the stage would be just wonderfully heartening to my little 16-year-old self growing up in Sydney, and thinking that would I ever have a work on be able to bring a work like this. It would be very unimaginable and baffling to that little 16-year-old. So anything else you want to know, please reach out. But otherwise, that is Bacon by Sophie Swithenbank, and I hope this made sense. Thank you.